We're very honored to have you all here today. I know Camaro owners are some of the most passionate owners out there of any product built by any manufacturer. And the proof in the pudding here today is the license plates on your cars, people from as far as Louisiana, Florida, Colorado, I believe. There might be a couple from Texas. I think there's a gentleman here from Alberta, Canada. That's one heck of a drive to Oshawa. And on behalf of the entire Chevrolet team, both here in Canada and out of Detroit, we'd like to give you a very big thank you for being so passionate about these products. And it's a big help to our folks in the plant here. The sign of a thank you, if you want to say, for coming out here. And I know all of you that went through the plant yesterday had a great time, and I know that our employees in the plant had an amazing time as well. So we're going to get a show on the road, and we're going to start off with the mayor of Oshawa, Mr. John Henry, who's going to give you a few words. And we got a lot more things lined up for you here today. So if you're back in the field there, come on over and get a little closer so you can hear us. And once again here, Mr. John Henry, the mayor of Oshawa.
A little while ago, I had a chance to participate in an event with the Canadian Jamaican Club, and the speaker talked about two words that can define anything in the world, and they were wow and really. So General Motors, I'm wowed today, and I'm really impressed at the number of people that have come out here on this great day, the weekend of the Camaro Home Coming. I'm here with my colleagues from the city of Oshawa. We've got local councillor Bruce Wood. We have local councillor Doug Saunders, a recent retiree from General Motors. We've got regional councillor Amy England. We've got Mark Sheriff from my office, and my wife Kathy, who I am very proud to say drives a 2011 Victory Red Camaro convertible made in the city of Oshawa, the best car city in North America, and I'm very proud to be the mayor of this community. General Motors, I want to say thank you for this great day in Oshawa. I want to say that I'm proud to be the son of an auto worker. Some of you may not remember my dad. He went by the name Earl Henry. He was Area 3 receiving foreman. Both my brothers are tradesmen in General Motors. I'm incredibly proud of the workers in Oshawa, the members of the union that build these cars, and I'm incredibly proud of General Motors and to be home to General Motors of Canada. So on behalf of my colleagues, the city of Oshawa, the residents of Durham, I am proud to say welcome and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Henry. I'm going to introduce the next person here, and I think he actually needs no introduction to you folks at all. We have Scott Settlemeyer here to give you a few words before we get on with the rest of the program.
Thank you, George. You know, we've known that we've made some great cars for a lot of years, and the only reason we know that is because of the feedback we get from you. When we started building the 5th gen, a lot of us in Detroit kept saying, you know, we build dreams more than just cars. And we get a lot of letters and emails from you. I got a letter last year, and I decided to make an award out of it because it proves the point about dreams. And I'm going to read you this letter, and I'd like to ask that Mr. Kendall Chin make his way on up here. So Kendall, if you're there, if you can come up through the steps here. Dear Mr. Settlemeyer, I appreciate how you and the team share your thoughts regarding the new Camaro. Your pride in your career and the Camaro shines through in your words. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the car that you and the team built and what it meant to my son. When he and I went to the Transformers movie for the first time, we both fell in love with Bumblebee and marveled at what an incredible car it was. I too fell in love with the Camaro instantly, and on the way home from the movie, we talked about how cool it would be to have one of those new Camaros. And I told him that someday we'd buy one, and when he turned 16, it would be his to drive. I got my order in last April, and it arrived in late June. Dawson, my son, was so excited, and every day, rain or shine, he'd ask if we could go for a quick ride after school. He couldn't see much from the back seat, but I could see his face lit up in the rearview mirror. In October, he helped me to prepare it for winter storage, and as I disconnected the battery, the car fell asleep, and we looked at each other like, well, what just happened? We talked about it all winter long, about how great it would be to get the car back out and go cruising. So every week or so, we go out to the garage, check on it just to make sure it was safe, and we just waited for spring to get here. My son Dawson passed away in mid-February from a stroke suffered after surgery of a brain tumor. In the weeks that passed, I could check on his sleeping car, but my excitement over our first cruise was now gone. Instead, I looked at the car and wondered how I could ever drive it again. And at one point, I almost decided to sell it. But I finally figured that Dawson would want me and the family to enjoy it. How could I get rid of his first car? In late March, I pulled the cover off and installed the battery. I felt a shiver as the lights came on. I was nervous turning the key the first time, but the car started right up, and the sound of the engine filled the garage. While the sound and smell excited me, I cried and cried that my boy wasn't there to see it come to life. But I fulfilled his promise. I took his ashes, wrapped them in his favorite blanket, buckled them into the front seat, and he and I cruised around for a while. He loved music, especially rock and AC/DC in particular. But when it came to riding in the car, he always had the stereo off because he wanted to listen to what he called the music of the car. I will keep the car and have ordered the band be played in his memory. From time to time, I'll take him out for a cruise on a warm summer evening and remember his beaming face in the rearview mirror and the excited, nervous giggles from the back seat when I punched the gas in low gear. I want to thank you and the team at Oshawa for the special moments that car brought my son. He was always telling others how his daddy drove a 2010 Camaro SS, and someday it would be his. Like I said, I can tell how proud you and the team are, and I want you to know the joy that your hard work brought to a little boy, even for such a short time. Thank you, Mike Ellert, Saskatchewan, Canada. And so it's my honor to present the Dawson's pick in loving memory of Dawson Ellert to Mr. Kendall Chin for his 2010 Camaro SS down here, the black one. We do build dreams, and that's something that our team takes very, very seriously. With that said, I'm going to turn this back over to George. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. We're getting on with our program here today. And also, earlier on, I just forgot to mention, not forgot, but we've been running here. A big shout-out as well from Chevrolet to our friends and partners at the Ontario Camaro Club. I know Dale was out here to introduce us earlier, and it's been a pleasure working with them and putting this massive event together. I mean, we've been working on this for the last 6 to 7 months. And a big thank you to the Ontario Camaro Club. As Dale mentioned, you know, it's a bit of a nostalgia for him as they were here years ago. And in our other parking lot on the other side. And speaking of the parking lots, one of the folks who are in charge of this entire facility behind us where dream cars are built is the plant manager, Mr. Dan Hermer. And I'd like to introduce him up here. And he's also a proud Camaro owner. That orange convertible 2SS back there is Dan's car, which he rolled in earlier in. And please welcome Dan.
Not like you couldn't afford it. Sure you're gonna take it. Probably not.
Wow, what a crowd. All right.
John.
Well, you know, it was a few short years ago, when we announced that the Camaro's coming to Oshawa, I opened my speech by saying, welcome to the home of the new Chevy Camaro. So I think it's appropriate again today for all of our customers for me to say once more, welcome to the home of the new Chevy Camaro. Yay! All right. So, yeah, as mentioned, I have or I should say my wife and I have a new Camaro convertible, and this is how it works. When she doesn't want to drive it, it's all mine. Well, okay, seriously, it's a great honor for us here at GM Oshawa to partner with the Ontario Camaro Club and welcome all of you, our great customers here to the assembly plant, and we're really happy with the opportunity to show off our facility, and I know I speak for all of our employees when I say we're all extremely proud of this facility and the work we do here, and especially these great vehicles that are being produced. When we launched the Camaro Coupe back in 2009, it was an instant success. You know, that first 2010 model year, the Camaro grabbed segment leadership in sales, and we're still there today. And as of just this week, we're in and around 228,000 of these beauties built. So thank all of you for all those great sales. You know, the entire Chevy team and everyone here at GM Oshawa knows what it takes to build a great quality car. And one of the things we're most proud of is in the very first year of production, the Camaro V8 was recommended by for Consumer Reports. And all of our Camaros matched the reliability of the very best cars in that segment. And because that's one of our biggest goals. We know these things are beautiful, and every day we try our very best to make sure that when you go out to enjoy your Camaro, it's a great, dependable vehicle. So once again, on behalf of the entire Oshawa team, we want to thank all of our customers, and we hope you have a great weekend. Now, just before I go, I also want to introduce the senior staff of the plant, and just say a few words about what they all do. So if we can have them up here. And I'll let you know what portion of the car or the business that they're all responsible for. And if you have a question today, they'll be available. So I'll start here. First, to my right, Jennifer Wright. Jennifer's our communication manager. And this week, I would just say she's running the show. So thanks, Jen. All right. And next we have Jerry Meek. Jerry's assistant plant manager. And I would say most days he's pretty much running the show, but he's responsible for manufacturing. All right, thank you. And Darcy St. Marie is next. Darcy's our trim area manager, and what that means is he pretty much puts the interior in the car, him and his team. Paul Adair is next. Paul looks after the facility. Paul McLaughlin. Paul's our paint area manager, so you can imagine what he's responsible for. He's responsible for the paint jobs on your vehicle. And Melanie Chandler. Melanie's our stamping manager, and so all the metal parts on the car. And in the case of the Camaro, we build pretty much every stamping for it here at the plant. So Melanie's responsible for that team. Next, we have Irene O'Hara. And Irene's our industrial engineering manager, so she's basically looking after the process in the plant and the efficiency of the plant. Next, we have Jean Lantin. Jean is our materials manager. He's responsible for getting the parts for these cars from all over the world, getting them here, right place at the right time, and that's a bit of work on many days. So, here's Jean. Ivan Novak is next. Ivan's our manufacturing engineering manager, and he, for many years, has looked after us here at Oshawa in getting the right process equipment in the plant and making it run for us. Next we have Greg Pratt. Greg's body shop area manager. So right when you first entered the plant yesterday, that's the body shop, and they have to put that vehicle together, and it's really the whole structure of the vehicle, the heart and soul of the vehicle. Next is Dan Durrell. Dan's quality manager, and obviously he looks after all that's around the quality of the vehicle. Next is Thorsten Kozak. Thorsten's the launch manager, so he looks after the team that launches all the vehicles in the plant. Next is Jeff Banham. All right, Jeff's the chassis area manager, so again, that's the end of the system, and most importantly, that's where we put those fire-breathing engines for these Camaros. All right. Next is Mike Gleason. Mike's our comptroller, and he carries a big bat and a big checkbook, actually, also. And last is Tony Costa, and Tony's our personnel director. He plays many key roles, but most importantly, he's responsible for all the people in the plant, and the other key role, of course, is he's our leader for safety in the plant. So again, mostly, you know, it's all about the employees in the plant and the great job that they do for all of you, but I just wanted to also let you know who the department leaders were today. So one last time, thank you so much for being our customers, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you, Dan, and thanks to the entire team from the plant. And I work day-to-day with automotive journalists, and it's the feedback we've been getting from them on the new convertible launch is proof that Dan, your team has done a great job in launching that convertible as well, because it's been absolutely positive on that convertible. Speaking of the convertible, I'm going to introduce you to the person who's in charge of the U.S. marketing for the Camaro, and that's Mr. John Fitzpatrick.
Thanks, George. Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. You know, I want to thank, again, Dan and his entire team here at Oshawa, every member of that facility behind us for the job they do every day. Let's hear it again for the Oshawa team. You know, I have a lot of people to thank here today, and to be honest with you, we'll thank them here in a second, but most importantly, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out here today, yesterday, taking the tour, bringing your babies really out here for a display. You know, it doesn't matter if you own a first, second, third, fourth, or fifth generation Camaro, or multiple generations of Camaro. It's because of your passion, because of your desires, because of everything you do to keep the Camaro brand alive, that we were able to bring it back 2 years ago, back into production. So thank you very much for everything you've done for us. We couldn't have done it without you, and really, we'll never be able to thank you enough. You know, it's amazing if you think about it. 2 years ago, when they, about 2.5 years ago, when they started production here at Oshawa, you know, we thought we had a great car. But as Dan indicated earlier, 250,000 cars Camaros have come out of that plant so far. And you think about that, that is staggering. And really, you know, it's awe-inspiring the way this car is sold across the U.S., Canada, and now really across the world. It is really the world's best-selling sports car out there right now. And thank you guys again for all of that. And most impressive was, that's all done with basically just a coupe. You know, we've finally been able to get the convertible out there, and we're very happy about the reaction that it's gotten in the marketplace. You know, if you haven't had a chance to drive it, hopefully you will, because it's really the bench setter now for the segment. You know, it really takes what we call coupe-like dynamics and applies it to the convertible. You know, I think if you drive it, you're going to see a very solid ride, a convertible that really, you know, shakes, rattle, or anything like that. And let's be honest, it's drop dead gorgeous. So, you know, we're thrilled about that. And, you know, 2012 marks the 45th anniversary of Camaro. Thank you, Linda. Who would have thought that, you know, we would have been able to say that a couple years ago, but you know, I think the dynamic 45th anniversary models, the coupe, the convertibles, the carbon flash metallic paint, the stripes, the interior, you know, I think it's really going to help Camaro go on to its legacy. But really, there's more to Camaro than just the coupe and the convertible. You know, I think if you've been watching the press, you know, we announced a little bit of an addition to the car that we really think will be the most powerful, most technologically advanced Camaro ever built by Chevrolet. So Veronica, if you're out there, let's bring her up.
Lost the coordination here. come through there. Ain't forming a human tunnel. Just gonna drive up. Must be driving up in something. This is how they've made it